What's up, everyone? Happy Saturday. Hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving. Had a great Thanksgiving week. I apologize I didn't post any videos up to today for this week, but there's been tons of injuries and questionable tags on players. I did a first look just for myself, and I think I kept maybe one, two players max into my final locks. So that would have kind of got you off track a little bit. And so last week was a tough loss. It was the first time we lost in about 2 months. And just to recap that, if you played in week 11, if you just had to play Saquon Barkley, Zeke, and Drew Brees, you play those three guys, you would have cashed easily. It didn't matter who else you had. We had Zeke, we didn't have Saquon, and with Saquon we would have cashed, but we didn't cash, which is fine. We're just gonna gear up for this week and have a great week. Originally, I wanted MG3, but he's questionable, and they're playing the Cardinals. They don't need him, and it sucks because he's got a late start, and they have Eckler. They can just throw the ball and then sit people in the fourth quarter. So they don't need MG3, so I don't think we do either. I think you just got to go with Saquon Barkley. His last game against the Eagles, he had 40 points. I don't think he'll do that. But doesn't mean he won't get 30 or 25. 25 is a good floor for him. I think he turns more into a receiver. And if he gets 100 yards receiving, he'll get that 3-point bonus. I think he scores once or twice, and he's just the safest play right now. He'll be very popular, which is very important to get him into your cash games so you don't get beat by him like I did last week. Now, the second pick, I want to go down the list here. And I'm not sure why Leonard Fournette is only 6,700. I wanted him last week, couldn't get him in against Pittsburgh. Now, the important thing to note is since week 7, according to Matthew Berry and his research team, the Bills give up the 6th most points to opposing running backs. So I think their defense is getting burned by running backs now. And it's not the greatest matchup, but with Fournette, he's getting 30 touches a week the last 2 weeks. You just have to plug him in. He'll get you 30 touches, which is what we want. A lot of volume. And I'm kind of shocked with Carlos Hyde and TJ Yeldon. They're just feeding the ball to him, and he's catching a lot of the passes for a lot of the yards. So him and Saquon are the perfect duo here. And notice I haven't touched quarterback yet. I think nowadays the quarterback should be your last pick, even after a defense. It doesn't really matter who you have a quarterback, unless last week it was Drew Brees, of course. This week, though, we're going to focus on getting as many playmakers as possible to up your score instead of trying to do a consistent team all throughout. Now, I think at flex, I think there's 2 plays here. Actually, there's 3 plays here. Nick Chubb, and also according to Matthew Berry, he averages 6.5 yards up the middle, up the gut. The Bengals give up about 4.8 yards, which is, let's see, I think it's the 3rd worst. So here's his love-hate. So it's the 4th most yards. And the Bengals is given up to Peyton Barber and Gus Edwards the last couple weeks, so he's a great play. But where we're going to go, I think, we're going to go, also a good play, Matt Breida. He's coming off a bye, and he's from the Florida area, so he's going to have his family and friends at the game, so he might be a great play as well. The Buccaneers is terrible against running backs, but we're going to go a little riskier this week. We'll go all the way down. No, he doesn't get as many touches, but look at what Josh Adams has done. The Saints, Cowboys, Jaguars, pretty good run defenses. The volume and total isn't important. The average is the most important. He's getting 7 yards a carry. And they're going to have to give him the ball a lot more now. He's catching a few passes. This was in a blowout from the Saints. He got 16 points. The Giants are terrible against the run. See, they ranked 25th against the run. And Doug Peterson, he's going to have to give him the ball at least 15 times rushing and 2 or 3 passes out of the backfield. I think Josh Adams is going to be the sleeper this week. I think he's going to get 20 points here. So we're just going to have to plug him in there, which allows us to get in a lot of other places. Now, defense, I like the Patriots. It doesn't really matter on defense, but we're going to stick to the Bills. I know we have Fournette. Bortles will have to throw. Matt Barkley can move that offense down the field. So I think Bortles will have to throw. And when he throws, he's not so great. So I think 10 points isn't out of the question here. Now look at this. I think the player, the receiver is going to be either Keenan Allen or Edelman. Keenan Allen, he's known for his second half outbursts. They're playing the Cardinals. I think people are going to be scared by the Cardinals' 4th passing yards. But I think with the banged up MG3, they're going to have to throw a lot. And Keenan Allen is a slot receiver. Patrick Peterson doesn't really follow anyone. He won't follow him. He'll be on Terrell Williams or Mike Williams, or Keenan Allen's going to be free for most of the day. It's a huge game for him. Now, this is also, might be risky, might not be, but I think everyone's going to go to Vance McDonald, Jack Doyle, Cameron Braid, Jeff Heerman. Originally I had Jeff Heerman in there. I don't think they're going to go down this far. Tight ends are priced up a little bit, but you know who's been the same price? You think he dropped 200? We're going to go with Zach Ertz. Hopefully everyone's going to be off him because he only had 3.5 points, 3.5 points. And the last game against the Giants, he had 17 points, but it was kind of a blowout. They didn't need him. In the last game against the Giants. But think about it, you can get a receiver, Josh Gordon or Zach Ertz, and I think he's going to do very well. And look at his games at home. Against Dallas, 43.5. Carolina, 25.8. Minnesota, 30. And the first 2 games at home, they weren't that great, but it was with Nick Foles. But since Wentz has taken over, he's averaged over 30 points, fantasy points at home. I think not a lot of people will go this route. And I think this is a great play for 20-plus points out of your tight end. It'll make up for a receiver that won't do as well. And going back to receivers, Jameis Winston's back there. I like Adam Humphries at home. You know, he might get between 8 and 15 points for you. It's perfect. It's really a cheap price. Now, I wanted to pay up for Edelman. But it doesn't give us a lot of, we can't in this roster lineup. But I really want to pay for Edelman and pay down off of Zach Ertz. But I like Ertz over Edelman, $600 cheaper. And that's before I like Ertz over Josh Gordon. I think a lot of people are going to go Josh Gordon. Now, Alshon Jeffrey, he's not the same Alshon Jeffrey. He did score 27 points, and that's what also ate into Ertz's 17 points of last time faced the Giants. Alshon Jeffrey's not Alshon Jeffrey right now. I think he's still hurt. We're going to go off of him. And Devin Funch is doubtful. Now, the last time we saw someone doubtful was when Marvin Jones Jr. was doubtful last week, and the play was going to Galladay. And I had Galladay in for a while last week, but took him out at the last minute, basically, and suffered. So we're going to go to DJ Moore. I know we're not trying to chase points here, but at least 10 points. They're going to have to throw to him a bunch. And I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. So we're going to plug in DJ Moore here. And now quarterback, I think everyone's going to go to Baker Mayfield. I like Lamar Jackson. People are going to go to him too. Carson Wentz, I know we can't afford him right now, but he's averaging 23 to 25 points a game, especially at home. He's really good. He's probably the safest bet is Carson Wentz. But we're not going to play it safe this week. Now, Baker Mayfield, I don't know if he'll have to throw a bunch. I think the Browns can beat the Bengals pretty easily. I know he's going to fly across the country, but I kind of like Russell Wilson. And the Panthers, I think since week 2, have given up at least 2 touchdown passes every single game. Now, their stats are great. Well, actually, no, they're really good against their run. Their passing, give about 250 yards. But on the season, they've been giving up 260 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, throwing touchdowns. But Russell Wilson, he could get 30, 40, up to 70, 80 rushing yards. That's key. I think he's going to be in a battle, a shootout with Cam Newton. I think everyone's going to overlook Russell Wilson on this, and I think he's going to go for 25. Even if he goes for 18 to 20, it'd be perfect. So we have Russell Wilson, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Keenan Allen, Adam Humphries, DJ Moore, Zach Ertz, Josh Allen, and the Bills. And if you really want to play safer, I guess, I think Zach Ertz and Josh Allen are the 2 playmakers we need to have to do well. But if you want, then put in Nick Chubb, safe play, and then Bright, or Human. So there you go. You want to safe play. But Nick Chubb had a really good game. They had a bye. I think they're going to feed him the ball more. But I don't know if he's going to get 176 yards. Of course, the Bengals have been giving up a lot of rushing yards. But let's say him and Josh Adams is like a 5-point difference. But then Zach Ertz and Bray, it's like a 15-point difference. But then again, Josh Adams could have 5 points. So Josh Adams is playing a little dangerously. This is probably a better cash lineup. But I'm going to go Zach Ertz, Josh Adams, and see what that does for me this week. So I think that'll do it for today and this week. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I don't think I have a 4 p.m. running back to play in the flex. So I think my lamp's okay right there. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. All right, guys, have a good one.